Welcome everybody to this Potatoes New Zealand webinar. This is about the year ahead, insights and directions from Potatoes New Zealand's CEO. It's about a kickstart to the year and a real update from Potatoes New Zealand and what's happening in the industry. With that, I'm going to hand you over to Kate Trufitt, the Potatoes New Zealand Chief Executive. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So this is really just an opportunity for us to update you on activities that we're doing currently and maybe looking a little bit at some of our future activities as well. So our sort of agenda today is just a little bit of a chat about our strategy refresh, where we've got to with that, some key strategic initiatives that we're completing for our 2025-26 year. And also the Youth Council update. We've got Amber with us today. Amber is the chair of the Youth Council and gave a great presentation to our board last week. So I asked her to attend today if there's any questions that pop up and any other things that you want to add, Amber, to the little bit of presentation I've stolen from you. And then we'll talk about some key events, just what we've got coming up, and just to keep you updated with things that may be of interest in the coming months. So this is our current strategy at the moment, and we know that it's been a bit of a challenging year. Weather conditions have not been our friend this year. We've had a really wet season and also some hail and other weather events that have really impacted on our growers. So we do reach out to our growers and understand that it has been a tricky season. I spoke to a grower last week from Gisborne and he's seeing rots through his crop, which is not fun. So if you do need some support, there's rural support on Farm Strong if people are finding things really tricky out there. We also know that there's a lot of RMA, the regulation changes coming our way. It's really hard to keep updated with what's going on. We are trying to keep all the information in our newsletters. So there's our monthly newsletters. There should be updates there for you, or there's obviously the Hort NZ newsletters as well, which keeps you updated. So this is the current strategy that we have. Our strategy refresh has really just taken this and just given it a little bit of a zhuzh up. At the moment, I'm just working through a bit of wordsmithing, but the new look strategy will be socialised to growers and stakeholders in the next coming months. And we really look forward to some feedback from growers and stakeholders if there's anything there that doesn't resonate. What we've tried to do is just build, rather than the bullet points that we have currently, just building a little bit more explanation around the strategy and what we're trying to achieve as an industry, because it is an industry strategy. It's not a PNZ strategy. We're here to deliver it, but it should resonate with industry. In the meantime, what I'll do is look to report on what activities we've been doing. Originally, when I looked at doing this in February, I was thinking I wouldn't have much to report, but this year has really hit off with a hiss and a roar. It has been such a busy January, February. So there's lots and lots of activities we've been doing. So talk leadership in the field. This is a really busy area for us. There is a lot of activity, particularly in our R&D, but I'll start with the export. So export at the moment, as you know, Fiji is our key market here, but we have been looking to expand into other markets, and we do have an audit coming up for our Taiwan market to open the market. That's happening in March, and we also have had the Vietnam market open. It's an import permit market. And so it is now available for exporters to use, which is great news. And I'm really looking forward to having that Taiwan market open as well. As I reported in December, we had the Fijian Biosecurity Authority audits, and they went well, and we had positive feedback from both MPI and the Fijian delegation. So that was great news, and thank you to all those growers and packhouses that contributed to that. Under biosecurity, at the moment, we're developing a response guide. This will be available for growers to use so that if we do get a response, it's just that go-to document of how things will work and what's your place to play. We also are looking at developing some more readiness tools. We already had some tools in the toolbox, but we believe that we need to update these and always keep an eye on them to make sure that they're relevant to us. We also have some work happening on the R&D strategy. So what we've realised over the years is that our R&D has been very pest and disease focused. And what we want to do is try and broaden that out into other areas. We will be surveying growers and stakeholders to ensure that we're on the right path. So we welcome again any feedback to that. And we'll be leaning on our technical panel to help guide us on how that sort of shapes up. And we'll be doing some of that work at the beginning of March. We're part of an international potato partnership, so that's research around the world, and that has started to really start forming where to from here. And again, we're definitely at the table there. Paula is part of that panel and is also secretary. So we're looking forward to the work that we'll be sharing from around the world. We have the New Zealand Grower magazine, and the February issue of that had research and development priorities. So hopefully you've had a chance to read that. If not, it'd be a great opportunity to have a look. And our March issue is a document on export and what we're doing there. So a great way to sort of catch up. We've also been doing some collaboration with Tomatoes, Tamarillos and BSI on TPP. It's a problem for all of us. So we're looking at how can we collaborate, what research has been done and how we can join together to look at other research. So this is on top of the work that is obviously done under CPLI. I'm just going to talk a little bit about some current R&D projects. I'll try and whiz through these, but there's a lot happening in the space at the moment. So we've got a powdery scab program working with Professor Callum Wilson from UTAS. There's been a lot of in-field assessments, including measurements of growth, crop growth and gall assessment. There are 4 commercial fields with high risk of powdery scab infection. These are being monitored and a record of soil pathogen inoculum levels is being taken. We're following the work that Professor Callum is doing over in Australia closely, and we'll be looking at other alternate trials depending on the positive results from this season. There's a lot happening in the TPP space as well, and Sarah's on the call from CPLI. There's an IPM trial going on at the moment, and we had a field day on the 20th of January. During this, the latest insights were shared, and a scouting demonstration using leaf blower was conducted by Paul Horn. Paul's been very instrumental in this particular project, which is great, and has been coming over regularly to share information with the growers and agronomists. There will be further information coming out regarding that project as well. The Lincoln University IPM site has been planted at the Biological Husbandry Unit, and Paul Horn has been visiting that also during his recent trips to New Zealand. Recording of sessions have been conducted, and these will be shared later in the year for educational purposes. There's been lots of activity around boxthorn removal project, and also ongoing beneficial insects being released, particularly around an organic growing region that we're hoping that the beneficials will really impact on TPP. These are being monitored through sticky traps and fortnightly monitoring of those. So it'll be, again, great to see those results once they come out. We're also working with Lincoln and BSI on other possible projects at the moment through the CPLI. There's some work going on in potato tuber moth, which impacts mostly in that Pukekohe region, but in other regions as well. Unfortunately, smart traps haven't really been performing reliably. There's been issues with connectivity. So we're looking at alternatives and trying to keep an eye on that innovation and technology and what we can do to improve better. But there's also some potato tuber moth mound integrity trials happening at the moment, and that's up in the demonstration farm in Pukekohe. The crop's progressing well, and this will be reported on at the Vegetable Big Day Out, which is next week, next Thursday. We have an Alternaria program as well, the BioScout spore detection units. They've been deployed throughout the Pukekohe area in different sites. Some early symptoms of early blight were detected in field, and they've been correlated with a BioScout spike. So this seems to be going quite well. The 3-year early blight project has commenced, and we will be again reporting on that at either the roadshow or as results come. The other piece that we've been doing is the Sustainable Vegetable System, so SVS. So the ongoing work with that through the demonstration farm. A trial was planted in November, and a variety of moonlight, and Eurofins has been monitoring pest and disease levels. ProGrow's been providing crop management advice and doing the soil testing, and Andrew Barber will be sharing preliminary results at the Big Veg Day Out next week. So again, fantastic work going on there in the R&D space, lots and lots of activity. So one of our other key pillars is to grow great people, and this is where our lovely Youth Council comes in. But before I get to the Youth Council, I'd like to talk about the Growers Learning Tour of Europe. We called for expressions of interest, and we have had fantastic interest. We've definitely got a busload. So we're just finalising the itinerary, and this will go out to interested parties shortly. But if anybody is keen to put their name down, please let us know ASAP, as space will now become limited. It's a great opportunity to connect with growers, European manufacturers, seed companies, and post-harvest, and also going to Potato Europe, which is at the end of the trip. So really, really great opportunity to connect there. So Youth Council. We have done some great work with the Youth Council. Well, I say the Youth Council's been doing some great work. Initially, they had some workshops where they sort of worked out where to from here and what does the Youth Council want to do. They came up with some priorities that were really key for them, but they also came up with some key values for the Youth Council, which is to both encourage young people into the industry and to support those already in it. We hope to work alongside student associations, but this hasn't panned out the way that we expected. So we're looking at alternate ways to connect with the universities and students. We've been very successful with the primary ITO and connecting with some school career advisors. I think Amber's got some great connections there into some career advisors, particularly one who looks at the curriculum of horticulture throughout New Zealand, which is a fantastic opportunity for us. We're getting out and about. The Youth Council's been to career days, industry field events, Potatoes New Zealand Conference, Hort NZ events, and many, many more. And we'll continue to do so and fly the flag. We're leading from the front, where Jamie Wells was named Shining Star at PNZ, and we look forward to having more youth being recognised throughout our awards, which are every second year at our conference. There's been resource development and spreading the word with conversation starters, career pathway chart, social media posts and presence. I've got a couple of examples to follow. Amber, did you want to make any comments?
I think you've summed it up pretty well. I guess we're also trying to continue leading from the front. We're going to get as many members as possible into the young grower, but also we've got a good variety of people across the industry, from seed to processing, North Island, South Island, allied industries. So just trying to make the most of those connections as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, great work from the Youth Council. And I'll just share a couple of examples of some of the work that they've done. So this is a career pathways. There's a wider one which Hort NZ and Vice, the demonstration farm, did. So we've tried to do a potato version of that. So ways that people can get into the industry so that people just don't think it's all about driving a tractor. And then these are conversation starters. So a little bit of fun to go on the back of your phone. And then the QR code goes back to the website and the Youth Council page, which is being developed and will continue to be developed. So just gives our young people a bit of a hub to go to. We're also looking at doing possibly some youth workshops or get-togethers. So to give our young people an opportunity, somewhere to meet and have those conversations about what's key and where to from out here. Thanks, Ember. So the next pillar is United Voice. So this is really where we start to connect with our government. We look at our strategic communications and those ongoing promotions for potatoes. Government meetings, so it's election year, so they're obviously really busy and they're incredibly keen to connect. So biosecurity meetings through GIA, we've also been working with Biosecurity New Zealand on the new Biosecurity Systems Action Plan, which was recently released by Biosecurity New Zealand. If you're interested, that's on their website, and they're very keen for industry to be connected to that. There's also work with MPI on how to accelerate growth opportunities for vegetables. So we've been in conversations with MPI for a few months now, and I've got a meeting this week to really workshop what that looks like and try and develop up a plan. And they're very keen to connect and get involved with vegetables, not just potatoes, but the whole vegetable sector. I've also been involved in an importation system review. So MPI are reviewing the way that they import material and the whole import system. At the moment, we use SASA. And so we have what we call the gold standard of importation, but they are looking at how they can make it easier to bring in material through other mechanisms and the import health standards. So we're part of those conversations. We're also working with MFAT on the possibility of some funding, and this would help support that Taiwan audit that we're doing. Our strategic communications, the website is currently undergoing a wee refresh, and we'll let you know when it's going to be launched. But what we're trying to do is just make it a little simpler to navigate, have that key information that you really need or want. But the fun factors is the people that visit our website are looking for recipes, potato facts, and information about what we're doing. So really good to know, the main drivers for the website. Social media, well, not for everyone, it's starting to really gain momentum, and our numbers of followers is increasing all the time. And I know particularly the Youth Council is using social media to get their message out there, and we are finding that we are getting lots of input from our social media, particularly LinkedIn. I find that we do get quite a few comments and start some conversations there, which is great. We have some exciting webinars coming up this year, so broad topics that will hopefully be useful to growers and stakeholders. And a reminder about our monthly newsletter. There is some great information in those, and it does keep all our members updated. We have ongoing promotions in potatoes, fun competitions like Valentine's Day, which has just been judged, and we got some great entries, some heart-shaped potatoes, but also some great poems and things. So thank you to all those who entered that. The other promotional activities that we do is Cherie is working on a video at the moment, and it's the potato story. So right from seed all the way through to harvest and use. So really telling that potato story, because a lot of people just don't know what work goes into actually creating a bag of potatoes. So we're hoping really to have that live later in the year. We also have promotions going through United Fresh. We have lots of events coming up, which I'll talk about in a bit. We had sponsorship of the Southland Cycle Tour race, and there's our team there. And again, we got some really good media around that as well. And there's continuous articles in media we've had recently, particularly over the amount of potatoes that are available around the world, but also just the fact that we've got great yields in New Zealand. So we're constantly trying to keep potatoes top of mind. In our working together piece, it's about how we come together with other parts of our sector to work together. We've developed a vegetable manifesto, so this is for our government, to point out the areas that we need to work in with the government, whether it's current government or the incoming government. This has been a great piece of work with our vegetable colleagues, so I think, really great information there. We got a vegetable industry showcase. So the showcase was in Parliament last year, 2025, and was incredibly successful. So we have another one coming up in June. Fingers crossed that it all goes ahead, but it's an election year, so it's a really key opportunity for us to get in front of government and ministers and really tell our story and how they can help us grow our categories. We have international partners. As I've talked about, we've got Paul Horn, our IPM expert from Australia, Callum Wilson from UTAS. We've got John Surrup coming from the UK for our agronomy summit, which will be fantastic. And we've got our international partnerships. We also are a member of PATAFest, and BSI is representing us on PATAFest. So there's some great opportunities for us to promote our sector. And we have some really great key events coming up this year. So I've already talked about the Big Veg Day Out. That is oversubscribed. So at the moment, I think, Cherie, correct me if I'm wrong, we've got about 350 people, possibly more. So fantastic turnout to the Big Veg Day Out. We've got our agronomy summit in August, so we're still working on the content of that, but again, really great opportunity for people to get together, and we're looking at bringing those key international speakers over. We have our AGM and dinner, so when we alternate from our conference here, we have our AGM and dinner. That'll be in Ashburton in August. Again, an opportunity. One AGM, it's something we have to do. Again, we report back to our members and engage with our stakeholders. But it's a great opportunity to have a dinner, and we've got a really great speaker coming to that event. We've got the Young Grower competition, which we wholeheartedly support. This year in Canterbury, we have young Amber joining the ranks of competitors. So we're there to support our young people who are participating in that competition. We've got the vegetable roadshows coming up, and so that's from February all the way through, I think, until April, May. So look out in a region near you. We'll be giving updates on R&D and where we're at, and I'll be attending those with Paula. And I've already talked about the parliamentary showcase. So there's something going on all the way through the year. That's just the first 6 months. I'm sure there'll be other activity following that. But also they will be advertised in our newsletter and also on our website. So Cherie will keep you definitely updated on those key activities and events. So that's all I had to update you. As you can see, there's plenty going on in our industry and in potatoes. If anybody's got any questions or comments, please pop something in the chat. Otherwise, we'll leave it there. We know that a lot of people may not be able to attend this webinar, but we certainly get lots of downloads and people do a bit of a catch up when they can. So it's as I say, great opportunity for us just to update industry on what we're doing. Thank you for listening.